again, folks. This is Keith.
Hello. And this is
And
Stephanie.
my lovely co-host, Stephanie, over there. How are you doing, Steph?
Good. Sweaty from boxing, but I'm
Nice.
good. Feeling good. Re-energized.
Re-energized only to be brought back down again because
Yeah, hopefully not. I don't know. It depends on your story, you know?
Right. Well, you're in for a treat on this one.
Yeah, because you kept me
This
in the
one-
dark, so this is going to be a
Right.
surprise to me, too.
This is a big one.
Okay,
One of the
okay,
most
I'm ready.
prolific ones.
I
And
am ready.
by the way, the name of the podcast is Spokes and Spirits.
Spokes and Spirits.
I don't know what you guys think about that, but let us know in the comments if you guys agree with that.
Yeah.
So should we just jump on it, or
Sure. Why
All
not?
right. the story that I'm going to tell is called The Ken and Barbie Killers, the
Okay,
monsters
okay.
behind the mask.
Yes, and we've talked
Pretty
about
sure
this at length.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure everyone knows about this. It's about Paul Bernardo and Karla Homolka.
Yeah.
All right.
The Bonnie
start
and
with
Clyde of the murdering world.
Pretty much, but at least Bonnie and Clyde they're not as brutal as these couples.
Yes.
This couple is relentless, and you'll hear all about it once I tell the story.
Take it
Here
away.
it goes.
Take it away, Keith.
All right, so let's start with Paul. Paul Bernardo was born in 1964 in Scarborough, Ontario. Outwardly, he seemed like a typical golden boy. Blonde hair, charming smile, smooth talker, the kind of guy your parents might have initially approved of until he wasn't.
Yeah.
But his childhood had dark undertones. His father was abusive, both emotionally and physically. He was later convicted of molesting a young girl, and Paul's mother became severely depressed. Paul grew up learning how to present a polished mask to the outside world while quietly developing disturbing tendencies. By the time he reached his 20s, that mask has cracked. Between 1987 and 1990, Paul Bernardo was known to police as the Scarborough Rapist. He stalked and attacked women, often near bus stops or outside their homes late at night. He was methodical. He used blitz attacks, often from behind, then forced his victims into secluded areas. He raped at least 14 women, though the real number is suspected to be higher. Police actually had a composite sketch that looked remarkably like him. He was even interviewed, but Paul stayed one step ahead, and because of DNA testing delays at the time, he slipped through the cracks. So that's pretty much what Paul's upbringing is. So now we're going to jump over to
Before you
his partner.
continue, I don't want to disturb you too much, but before you continue, since this is a podcast, can you, in case the audience is not aware of what he looks like, can you describe like pictures that you kind of researched that you saw when he was younger, or what he looks like kind of
Oh, yeah, of
in
course.
around the time
No.
that he was raping people, just so that everybody has an idea of what he looked like?
Right. So we will have social media. So when we release these podcasts episodes, I will put it on the social media, or it might even be some sort of thumbnail for the podcast. I'm not sure.
Yeah, right.
But we'll have like a little blurb on that posting,
Yeah.
just so our listeners would know how they look like. But thank goodness this guy is in jail. So
Okay. Yeah.
we
thank
don't really
God.
need to worry about how he looks like. All right. So now enter Karla Homolka. They met in 1987 at a pet convention in Scarborough. Karla was 17. Paul was 23. Their attraction was instant, intense, and twisted. Paul didn't hide his dark side from Karla. In fact, he seemed to thrive when she indulged it. And Karla, she didn't just allow it, she enabled it. One of the most disturbing elements of this entire case is what happened to Karla's younger sister, Tammy. In December 1990, as a Christmas gift, Karla drugged her, a 15-year-old sister, with animal tranquilizers. She stole from the vet clinic where she worked. When Paul raped Tammy while she was unconscious, Tammy began to vomit and ultimately choked to death. Karla and Paul cleaned up the scene before calling 911, and the death was ruled accidental. No one suspected foul play. At that point, they had already crossed the line from the sexual violence to murder. After Tammy's death, things escalated quickly. Their victim was Leslie Mahaffey, a 14-year-old girl who had been locked out of her house after staying up past curfew. Paul encountered her by chance, lured her into his car, and took her back to their home in St. Catharines. And Stephanie and I had actually stood in front of that house in St. Catharines. I will post that picture in our social media once it's up.
You mean what was? I guess it was rebuilt, right? So it was.
What
I guess
was,
it was
yeah.
on the. It was on the site of the.
Yeah,
Of
they
the
even
house,
changed
the house.
the address. Like, it's not the same number anymore.
Yeah, which makes sense.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
There, he and Karla held Leslie captive for 24 hours. They videotaped themselves sexually assaulting her. Then, they killed her, dismembered her body, encased the pieces in concrete, and dumped them in Lake Gibson, which is also another location that Stephanie and I visited. Did we take a picture? I think we did take a picture on that
I'm not
area
sure,
too.
but we should mention we were on our bikes. So,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
And it was quite cold that day, so it was kind of eerie. I don't know what time of year she was kidnapped, but yeah, it was really cold and kind of a little bit rainy that day.
Mm-hmm. All right. A few weeks later, a few weeks later, her remains were discovered by fishermen. Less than a year later, in April 1992, they abducted Kristen French, a 15-year-old high school student. She was walking home from school when Paul and Karla lured her into their car under the pretense of asking for directions. They held Kristen for 3 days, videotaping themselves, raping and torturing her. On the third day, they murdered her. Her body was found in a ditch in Burlington, Ontario. What made these crimes even more horrifying was the fact that they documented them.
Mm-hmm.
They recorded everything. Forensic investigators would later uncover multiple videotapes, proof not only of Paul's brutality, but of Karla's active participation. By this point, the police were under immense pressure. Public outrage was building. A break finally came when Karla, after suffering a beating from Paul in early 1993, left him and went to police. She portrayed herself as a battered woman, one who has been forced into these crimes by her abusive husband. The police were desperate for conviction, and Karla agreed to testify against Paul in exchange for a 12-year plea deal for manslaughter. What they didn't know at the time, because the tapes hadn't been found, was how deeply involved she had been. By the time Paul's defense team turned over the tapes, it was too late. The deal was locked in. The footage showed Karla not only participating, but sometimes taking the lead in the abuse. But the prosecution couldn't reverse the plea. Karla, Karla served just 12 years for her role in the rape, torture, and murder of 3 girls, including her own sister. The public was outraged. Media dubbed her deal a pact with the devil. And honestly, it fits. Paul Bernardo, meanwhile, was convicted of multiple counts of first-degree murder in 1995 and sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole. He was also declared a dangerous offender, which in Canadian law makes it nearly impossible for him to ever be released. Karla was released in 2005, legally a free woman. She changed her name, moved to Quebec, married her lawyer's brother, and started a family. As of this recording, she is living quietly under intense public scrutiny. She's volunteered at schools and daycare centers over the years, each time sparking public backlash when her past was discovered. As for Paul, he was recently transferred in 2023 to a medium security facility, sparking new outrage despite multiple parole attempts. He remains behind bars where he will likely die. But this case left deep scars. It reshaped how plea bargains are made in Canada. It changed public trust in the justice system. It forced courts and cops to rethink how they deal with dangerous partnerships. And it reminded everyone that monsters don't always look like monsters. Sometimes they look like Barbie and Ken.
Very disturbing, Keith.
Indeed. And I just want to mention the sources for this article. CBC News Archives, The Fifth Estate, Karla's Deal with the Devil, Court Records, R.V. Bernardo, The Globe and Mail, National Post reporting from 1993 to 2023. Peter Vronsky, Femme Fatale's Canadian Woman Who Kill, and the Netflix documentary, The Ken and Barbie Killers. All right.
So how much time exactly did she was sentenced to 12 years, but how much time did she end up serving? Do you know?
I don't know offhand, but I think it's 12 years.
She served the full 12 years?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it seemed very quick, like when she was, when she was sentenced to when she actually came out.
Right. That was around 95, right? When they both got sentenced, and she got out around 2005. So
wow. And imagine that, like, how can she marry the lawyer's brother? If I was a lawyer's brother, I'd be like, don't marry, don't marry her. She's insane.
To each his own, I say. Right. Maybe during the time when her brother-in-law was helping her, they somehow fell in love. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. People have their thing, right? Some people like the darkness in other people. I guess they're fascinated with the macabre.
Yeah,
kind of like us. So why did we make a podcast?
But I mean, would you marry a knowing
no.
a murderer? No, right?
Absolutely not. Unless if it's an accused murder and they're not proven guilty, and I believe that they're innocent, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but as her lawyer, you would have had access to the videotapes, and you would have seen that she was maybe the ringleader. I mean, those things are not floating around in public, but I'm assuming that she was taking. You said she was taking the lead in some of the actual crimes. So the lawyer would have had access to that. And wouldn't he tell the brother that? Like, I don't know. I don't know how families work.
Maybe. We don't know the relationship between the brothers. Maybe this brother lawyer doesn't like his little brother or older brother, whatever he is. Oh my
gosh, really?
Maybe it's like that. I don't know. We don't know. We probably never will, unless we if you're open to like inviting people that were involved in prolific crimes, then
So
yeah,
did she
we'll
for sure did she for
we'll
sure change
interview
her
the
name?
brother. Yeah,
Did she
she
for
changed
sure
her
change
name.
her name?
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know what name she goes by now. I mean, you
Yeah.
can probably Google that. Let's do a quick Google search.
But,
Karla.
like, I mean, I think you could Google what she looks like, and she looks maybe older, but she looks more or less the same. I think if anybody grew up or was around, during the time of that crime and saw her picture, public like, on the news or whatever, they
Hmm.
would be able to recognize her right away, for sure.
I
Like,
wouldn't. I just did
"Oh,
a quick
really?
Google search, and she kind of looked like old Courtney Love.
Okay, okay. Yeah, she looks kind of more or less the same. Obviously, she doesn't have the
Yeah,
80s hair, as was
she's still
very
blonde too. Yeah,
yeah, she's still kind of blonde, dirty blonde.
yeah.
She just looks to me, she just looks a bit older. That's it. But that's absolutely terrible that she has, access to children or she did, like that. I mean, I would be mortified if I
Mortified.
was one of the
Yeah,
parents.
100%.
Imagine her babysitting your kids, like, or, doing
No.
anything to your kids, if she was, um, able to sacrifice her sister with him and basically, responsible for the death of her younger sister. Imagine, like,
Mhm.
what she could do with, like, stranger,
Yeah.
stranger kids, like, absolutely terrible. So, what is your opinion on this case? Do you think, like, obviously, Paul had that, he was already doing crimes, like being the Scarborough rapist.
Mhm.
But do you think if he didn't meet, um, if he didn't meet Karla Homolka, would he have killed these other two schoolgirls?
I mean, who really knows, right? But I think Carla definitely played a big part on those
For sure,
murders.
for sure.
It almost, I almost think that she's the mastermind.
Yeah,
Because if Paul would have, like, if Paul would kill, he would have done that during the times when he was still a Scarborough rapist,
yeah, right, right.
right? Like,
Maybe he
what,
would have just
28
kept it.
cases
Yeah.
already?
Wow.
And
Okay.
still hasn't done anything, Maybe he's just like that. He's not willing to go beyond uh
Like
raping,
cross that threshold
right?
into like, make it more like even more serious.
Until he met Karla Homolka, which I
So
think is.
Karla Homolka, if I understood your story correctly, she basically gave up Paul Bernardo just after she was beaten up by him. Like she gave up everything, like the fact that he was do you think she gave up the fact that he was a Scarborough rapist or
I I thought they were like they already proven that he was even well
Oh,
before. That's my understanding, right? Because he
okay,
already
okay.
he already has that as a record before they've met, I believe, or
Okay.
it might have been during that time. I'm not sure. I
Well, for sure he was interviewed. I think he was on the
Yeah.
list of suspects.
Yes, that is true.
Yeah, but this was a huge case if anybody knows, in Southern Ontario, like those I remember I think I was in or around the same age as those I was definitely in high school at
Hmm.
that time, and I just remember those pictures being plastered all over, and I think everybody to this day, who was, who was grew up in around that time that these cases happened know exactly what these girls looked like, and it was just terrifying knowing that they just
Hmm.
disappeared one day while doing, regular things that regular teens do, So it was very terrifying, and then, when they came out, when everybody was shocked that it was a couple that was involved. It wasn't just one lone man,
Hmm.
living by himself. It was actually, a married man, and later on, we come to find out that, his wife was, equal, if not worse, participant in these crimes,
Hmm.
She definitely knew what he was up to, and she was encouraging him and stuff like that, maybe even egging him on. So,
Hmm.
yeah, so it was a very, very well known case at that time.
Yeah,
And I'm
not
sure
only
you
in
have
Southern
access.
Ontario. I was gonna say, like, it's a big deal
Globally, yeah, for
globally,
sure.
like
Yeah.
U.S. as well, right? They've made a
Yeah.
movie as well.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I think they've made a couple of movies now, and the first
Probably.
movie being so controversial that I guess the Canadian government decided to boycott it and not show it over here because
Oh, really?
if I forgot the name of the movie, I can quickly Google it, but the family of the victims were very upset when it's not even like a big studio that made the movie. But they
Do
were
you know what
very
made them
upset.
upset? Like, do
Oh,
you
just the fact because I guess it's a memory that they don't want to relive again,
yeah, so
and
it's
they're
probably
showing
rehashing, right? Like
right.
some yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick Google search and tell you the couple of movies that I know about.
Yeah, tell me which one is
Uh,
banned because I'm gonna try to actually
the
find it
first
and
movie
see
was
if I can
banned,
watch
and
it.
I believe the second movie, which is more, it was more focused on Carla's side. That
Mm,
one is called Karla,
okay,
and
okay.
that one was showed. I don't know if it's like a. I can't recall if they actually showed it in the movie theaters or if it was like one of those straight to.
It was probably, like, released to like, it's probably, like, movie of the
Yeah,
week or something like that.
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's
But I
see
remember
here.
the case just catching fire just because, I think it was merely the way the couple looked, you know? They were
Hmm.
both blonde, they were both, young people, seemingly normal, professional. Yeah, just your typical, couple next door, professional couple next door, and
Hmm.
that they were just, guilty of these heinous crimes. And I think that's what the media really picked up on, their looks primarily. You're still Googling?
Yeah, I'm Googling.
Yeah, yeah, no problem, no problem.
I might be incorrect. I think there's only one, but
Yeah.
I remember it. Yeah, I remember it, hearing it on the radio and everything. That oh, we're not going to show this movie because it's
Maybe
very
glorifying or something like that, the
yeah,
crimes.
right. So
Yeah.
Carlo was the movie that I know of,
Okay.
or
What
the
year did
Carlo was yeah. So
what year did
this
it
is the
come out?
movie, um, 2004, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, so shortly after.
But I could have sworn there's another one. Anyways, yeah.
Was there during your research, Keith, was there, any kind of did you come across, photos of, like, current-ish photos of Paul Bernardo? Because I know in the States, they kind of I don't know, they have, like, picture day every so often, and you'll see, the criminals, like, the mugshot, like, a recent mugshot. So was there anything of, any kinda indication of what Paul Bernardo looks like today?
Um, he looks like himself. No actual
You saw,
photos.
right? Okay, okay.
More like just like an artist rendering of what he looks like when he's
Oh,
asking for the
okay.
plea deal. But
Okay.
think of like a friend's dad that you see and be like, oh, he must have been hot when he was younger,
Yeah.
kind of thing, right? Like
Yeah.
he looks the same, but very old, more I guess more bitter looking.
Yeah.
Just
I
an
mean,
older version of them. They're kind of like both of them, right? They're both like older versions.
yeah, and I'm sure, like, being behind bars doesn't really
Hmm.
do well. Like, I mean, it doesn't you don't age better than you do if you're just out and free and, you know,
Right. Always like
innocent. Yeah.
feeling down.
Yeah, 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 and who knows, maybe there's been threats to his life and maybe her life too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I think they're pretty segregated, right, from general population?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So,
Like who
well,
knows if
thank
they're
you.
getting visitors too when they were in jail, right?
Yeah, I don't know about that, but maybe like, media? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, yeah, I haven't really heard too much about it. I think I just heard about, there was uproar when she was, kind of shortly after
Released.
her released,
Yeah.
and the fact that she was volunteering with children and stuff like that, and she has her own children too, right?
She does. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's just sick,
It's
so, yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
So do you
well,
have
that was another
that was another
local-ish crime.
local-ish crime. It's still GTA. Not as local as the one that you told last episode, but
not right within our city. But did you drink anything? Were you reviewing any beers today? Or you forgot about that portion?
I forgot about that portion, but
okay.
We do have a segment after we tell our crime story.
Okay.
And we're going to call it Chain Rings and Chasers. Think of it as like a palate cleanser for after a horrible ordeal or something like that. So when I tell my story, it's your turn to review either a beer, a wine, or any liquor for that matter, restaurants. You can even, I guess, plug in your real estate, whatever you're selling.
Sure. I mean,
do you have something for us today?
I could kind of review the beer that I drank. I think it's in the last our last podcast, but it was a double IPA, and honestly, I think they're too heavy for me. I think it was like 8% or something, over 8%. And it took me a while to finish. It took me a while to get through it. And by the time I almost I was halfway, it wasn't even cold anymore. So it was getting harder and harder to drink. And I also find double IPAs, they're kind of more on the bitter side.
For sure.
So I'm not sure if I'm going to be picking up any more double IPAs.
How were you not slurring last time we recorded?
Because I only drank like maybe half of it. Yeah.
Half of it and you still didn't get hit?
Maybe half or less than half of it. I mean, it took me like the whole night trying to get through it after we were done recording. So that's it. But do you want to record our throw?
Right after. Well, you have to tell the listeners what the beer is and where you got it.
Oh my gosh. It was last week, so I mentioned it on the podcast last week, but it was a local beer, and it was a double IPA, and it was
8%,
over 8%, and it was hard for me to get through. So I think, honestly, I prefer the lighter beers. Definitely not double IPA.
I'd like to try that, so I'm definitely going to check out our last episode to see what it is. I want to get maybe a 6-pack. And I'll write it down.
Really?
Yes.
And how much of this 6-pack will you get through in one night? Like, can you easily get through one double IPA?
I can pound all 6 in one night.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the show notes. I'll review it, put it on the show notes so people that are listening can also get that IPA.
But I have a question. Okay, so when you are going through the 6 beers, a 6-pack, do you actually enjoy it?
Or
is it just kind of like a mission for you to just get through, just like see how many beers you can go through?
Well, no, of course not.
Okay,
I mean, I do enjoy it, but I guess I enjoy it on a much faster pace.
Okay,
because sometimes if I'm already like getting hit and I want to feel that sensation more, I would probably just crack one open and just chug the whole thing, or not the whole thing, maybe like a good 80% of the can.
So me and Keith, we have gone on booze cruises. We've gone to various breweries, cideries. We've gone out to eat together, and it's hard for me. I cannot keep up with him. So if that just gives you an idea, I won't be downing any 6-packs anytime soon.
Well, it's also our size difference. I think you're probably like the size of my leg. So
yeah. So after a certain point, I do not enjoy it, And I guess like the people who are really fit, they're like, no, I don't drink. But I think it's because it makes you also like snack, right? Because you can't you can't just drink like a couple of beers and not eat anything, right? So you're always kind of wanting to grab some fried chicken or some chips or whatever's around. Yeah, something greasy to wash it down, especially during this hot weather.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Surprisingly for your size, you can definitely hold your own.
Okay, and we will go again, and we will see if that's true.
Well, how about we kill like a whole 6-pack in like less than 20
I
minutes?
definitely will not enjoy it. I think I just enjoyed, like, the first one, especially with the meal, and then after that, I'm like, I'm kinda more or less done, unless I switch up to, like, something else,
Hmm.
because I
You
really like
mix? You like
ye
mixing?
I do, I like kinda tasting different notes, that's why I like, the flights and stuff like that,
Okay.
but, yeah, if I'm sharing a picture with you, I definitely have to have food. I can't just drink on
Not
its own.
on its own. Eh?
No,
Yeah.
no, not really enjoyable
Yeah.
for me.
So sometimes beer is dinner.
Really? Have you ever
I
had that
should,
where you just
of
drink and then
course,
you're like, "Oh, that was a
not
great
eat.
meal."
Yeah.
Really?
Guinness would be a great meal supplement.
Yep, for you, but,
I shouldn't. I shouldn't tell
Guinness
the
is
world that I'm an
Guinness is
alcoholic.
one no, no, no. Guinness is one of those beers that I actually don't really like. It's a little bit too dry
Really?
for me. Yes, and I made the mistake of telling a, Irish bartender that, and I didn't
Oh
know she was
no.
Irish. But I said, "I don't like
I
Guinness,"
mean,
and then I heard her accent, and I was like, "Oh, damn."
if
Hope
it's
she
not
doesn't
your
take
thing, it's
personal
not your
offense.
thing, right? To
Yeah.
each its own.
I like stouts, I like porters, but if they're too bitter, no. But I
Yeah.
like more like the chocolatey notes,
Yeah.
like the
Oh,
malty notes.
I don't know if you remember this, but was it? Didn't we try like a? It wasn't a stout.
Are you sure? Where are you
It
talking about?
was. This was when we did the Hamilton one,
Oh my gosh, I just
and
went
it
there
tasted
last
so
weekend.
good.
I just went there last weekend.
Oh man, summer is over.
Yeah,
Is that the name of
oh
the?
yeah, I think so. But you know what sucks? Okay, this is like such a
It's limited,
small
yeah,
yeah, it's such a
and
small
it's made by
cidery.
two breweries. Yeah,
Yeah, it's such a small cidery that, they have, like, rotating things,
yeah,
and I don't think they ever you know what? I should have talked to him, like but
yeah.
kind of forgot the name,
I
but
think
I
it's
was
called
just there
Summer is Over,
last
but
yeah.
the I'll tell you the name of the brewery in a second.
Oh,
I
will
know.
you know? Oh my
Yes,
gosh. We
I know
should email the
exactly where it
guy.
is.
Yeah, it
I
was
have like those stars all over my Google Maps. So that way if I'm ever in a particular area, I just refer to that map and see what's interesting.
yeah, I took my friend there and then, because she kinda told me what kinda drinks she likes, and I was like, "Okay, well, there's a cidery nearby if beer's not your thing." So we
Mm.
went there and it was like the owner and the owner, he's kind of like nerdy, right? So she's like, "Oh, he's kind of a little bit he's not so super friendly and whatever." But he
Mm.
definitely opened up as soon as you talk to him about like flavors and stuff, then he's a little bit more chatty. But
Hmm.
I just told her, I was like, Keith had this like conversation about like the process and everything, and he was quite chatty then. So I think he's just an introvert.
What was the name of that brewery?
Um Steeltown.
Steeltown.
Steeltown Cidery.
Hamilton?
Yes.
So I
It's
think that
kind of
was
like
it.
on the outskirts. Yeah, yeah, I'm
Wasn't
pretty
that it?
sure that was it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Steeltown.
Yeah, where you're
It's
hanging
the
out with that
last
you
one that we visited. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely it's Steeltown.
Yeah.
Yes. So
You liked it?
Steeltown in Hamilton, 150 Chatham Street, Unit 14.
Small place,
If you
guys. If
guys
you
are
guys
there,
yeah, if you guys like cideries, it's highly recommended. The guy definitely knows his stuff. Don't be, off put by him if he's not like super, super chatty. Just tell him, you like his stuff and or talk to him about the process of the flavors and he'll be like he'll
yeah,
open up to you.
I hope it's still the same guy because you know how they just change brewmasters, unless he's like the owner.
He's the owner. He was the
He's the
owner.
owner. Okay.
Yeah, he was the owner, the guy with the glasses.
Was he there when we went there?
No, we were talking to
No,
his
a
kind of like
brewmaster, I guess.
I think you were talking to the brewmaster. I think he's the owner. But the other guy who served you that you were smoking with at the end of the night,
Yeah.
he wasn't there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he wasn't there.
Because I thought he was a nice guy. The
Which
guy
the
that I
owner
was
or
chatting
the
with.
Oh, yeah, 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 the guy who was
Yeah,
working there?
whoever I
Yeah.
was chatting with.
Yeah. A little bit unusual that he was smoking with the
The customer.
patron. Yeah. A little bit, but I think it was like the owner just left and it was like the end of the night and he was like
Right.
had to pack up all this stuff on the patio. So I'm sure he appreciated a little bit of a break.
That was a good night. We
Yeah,
definitely need to do that
for
again.
sure. We need to do that again at another, maybe we could even do the same, but me and Keith, we prefer to check out towns in southern Ontario, or I
Mm.
mean it could be further too, but we'd have to travel there.
Well,
But
if this
so far,
podcast makes us money, we're gonna go everywhere.
yeah, and write it off, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We might even record an episode in a brewery.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
Why
That's one
not?
of the
Right?
ideas.
Why not? Okay, so hope you enjoyed this. Not enjoyed, like, haha, like this was so fun. But
Yeah,
I hope that you learned a bit about this crime and about the perpetrators and to
mhm,
beware of Barbie and Ken.
right. And always keep your guard up, folks. You never know, like, what kind of people are out there to get you.
Yeah. Doesn't matter what they look like.
Right. How do we close
Yeah.
the podcast?
I don't know.
Do we just say goodbye? See you next time?
Until next crime.
Until next one, ride safe, drink
Yeah.
responsibly.
Yeah. Definitely drink responsibility.
All right.
And
Until
don't leave
next
your
time.
don't leave your drinks unattended.
That's right.
Yeah.
put the coaster on top. That means no date rape.
No tampering.
No
I don't want to be
tampering.
I don't want to be date raped tonight. or I'm not attracted to you, so
Right.
yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, folks, and we'll see you guys again next week. Have a good one.
See you. Until next time.